It's all because of Jesus, he the reason I'm alive. I live by faith, by grace, you know that I ain't gotta strive. They told me, tone it down, I told them.
So they do not care what anybody thinks about them because they care about making the New England area happy.
You can't do that. I've been.
That's true. There's a lot of sad people there. Y'all kind of
Bro,
stink.
Boston is
Nobody likes New England
the thing
except
about-
New Englanders.
That's a
But
fact.
half of them don't even like it.
True.
We were in Boston.
That's why they come down here to come
Hey,
for.
listen, we're driving down the freaking road in downtown Boston at night. It's like 10:30 at night, 11:30. We're driving
This
down
is
the
a
road.
this is a true story.
This is a true story.
But it was later than that.
Okay, so it was like midnight, whatever.
It was like 2:00 in the morning.
What happened
Gotta
was
set the scene
unacceptable.
correctly.
Okay,
Gotta set
2
the scene.
a.m., 12 p.m. It doesn't
2
matter.
a.m., 12 p.m. are 10 hours apart.
You can do math on the boat parade. Hashtag send us your math questions. No,
it's not though.
12 p.m. is when
To 2
noon.
a.m.
he's a
2
wrestler,
2
bro.
a.m.
Let him go.
to 12
let him go.
p.m. is 10 hours.
He's a wrestler. Too much mat room time. Look,
Did you say 12 p.m. to 2 a.m.?
2 a.m. to 12 p.m. is 10
Oh,
hours.
okay.
hey, nice flip flops.
Thanks, bud.
Can we get the camera shot of those flip flops?
They're nice. They're Christmas.
Bang.
Christmas present from who?
I don't know. People.
We don't even remember. He forgave and forgot. Didn't
Probably
even
my
think-
mother.
But shout out, Mom. We love you. Look, so
So what we were saying is that
2 a.m. We're driving down Boston.
people
right?
in Boston, not
Are
everybody,
wild.
there's
They're
excep-
freaking wild.
there's
people.
exceptions to the rule all the time. But
Like
we were in Boston for somebody else's wedding. We went to a Red Sox game. Sorry, Rays fans, but it was lit. So on
it
our,
was lit. We
our
say,
last-
"Sweet Caroline,
ba, ba, ba.
na 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 na, so blue, so blue."
So good.
Dang. here's the point, okay? I'm sorry, Red Sox. Okay, whatever. Listen. It's 2 a.m., right? We're driving down the freaking road. We're driving down the road. Jared's driving. I'm in the passenger seat. We're driving below the speed limit. We're cruising. We're vibing. We've had an amazing time in Boston. We love Boston as a city. Awesome city. One of my favorite cities in America. Got to get the clam
think
chowder.
it's
Legal
just-
seafood.
It's just the architecture and the history.
The architecture and the history and the food. I liked legal seafood. I like lobster bisque. I like the lobster rolls. But other than that, what is there to offer? Some weird goth club at the underneath in the river? Hey, y'all Boston folk know what I'm talking about, though.
Probably not.
But probably not.
'Cause
Unless you be out clubbing at 3 a.m.
the description of what you just said makes sense to nobody except for us.
I don't know what it
I
was.
feel
It
like
didn't.
it probably exists, though.
No, we've been there. We were there. But look,
We
2
were
2
there.
a.m. We're driving down the road. This wild thing happened. So, Jared, tell we're driving down. I promise we're driving below the speed limit, happy, driving along, and listen to what happens.
Not only was it just driving below the speed limit, I was driving like maybe 10 miles an hour. And this guy,
Big black guy. Like, he's like 350 pounds, barely fits in the front seat of the car.
at least, the guy was big. And I'm trying to plan
I
how
bet Sean could beat him in a fight, though.
I'm trying to plan how I'm going to say this because he did use some expletives, maybe just one. And so I'm driving. This guy pulls out in front of me. I stop. I'm going 0 miles an hour in the road, not moving. And then the guy pulls out in front of me, stops. If I would have not stopped, I would have T-boned him. Still going 10 miles an hour, but I would have hit him. Then he pulls up next to me and rolls down his window. And he says, the huge black dude, bald head, he looks scary. And he says, in this voice, promise. Tell me if I'm lying. He says, learn how to drive, a-hole. And
No, he sounds exact. Learn how to drive. And we're Jared and I, listen,
I stayed. I didn't know what to do. I did not
Hey,
move
can you say it
forward.
one more time just for the people in the back?
He said, learn how to drive, a-hole.
Hey,
And
listen, if you're at 2 a.m. in Boston, you haven't slept in like 36 hours, and you're driving 10 miles an hour looking for somewhere to park, and all of a sudden you look up and there's a car, stops,
Pulls out
slowly
in front
comes
of me on
down,
the road.
rolls down the window, and just yells at you, learn how to drive, you blank hole. Jared and I stopped. We stopped in the middle of the road so we didn't T-bone him, and we were in shock. I mean, we looked at each other. We're like,
I was speechless.
this is a dream. We're asleep, or we're in heaven, or there's something not right here. There's no way. Did someone like blow some weed smoke through the windows in the car?
So-
it is Boston.
I was so frozen. I didn't know what to say.
I look at Jared and
So
he's like,
I just didn't do anything. I froze, rolled my window
We
up,
just stood there
and,
in the middle of the road.
and drove off after sitting there for like 15 seconds.
We're just sitting there like this.
We were awake for a long time.
We
without
could
sleeping.
not believe it. We looked at each other and we didn't even laugh. We just stood there like.
It was funny. 4 days later, after we slept for the
It
first
was
time in a
like-
week.
We woke up laughing like, you remember that guy? Learn how to drive, you sweet
All of this
Caroline.
From you talking about